மாசில் வீணையும் மாலை மதியமும் வீசு தென்றலும் விங்கிடவேனிலும் மாசில் வீணையும் மாலை மதியமும் வீசு தென்றலும் விங்கிடவேனிலும் 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 மாசில் வீணையும் மாலை மதியமும் வீசு தென்றலும் விங்கிடவேனிலும் நானா மூசு வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றதே மூசு வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றதே மூத்து வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றதே ஈசன் எந்த இணையடி நீழலே மூசு வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றதே ஈசன் எந்த இணையடி நீழலே ஈசன் எந்த இணையடி நீழலே இணையடி நீழலே இணையடி நீழலே.
திருநாவுக்கரசு சுவாமிகள் புராணம். மருள்நீக்கியார், in his pursuit of absolute truth, had got into Jainism and stayed in it for almost 50 years. The Jains gave him the title of Dharmasenar. Eventually, when he was suffering from an acute colic, the Jain monks could not cure him with all their mantras and medicines. Marulnikiyar rushed to his sister Tilagavadiyar, who had committed herself to the service of the Lord at Tiruvadigai. She formally took him back to Saivism by giving him the sacred ash anointed with the 5 holy letters. Thiruvalan Tirunitrai Aindalithu Odik Koduttar. She took him inside the temple. Marulnikiyar felt a transformation taking place within himself and felt like singing. உரை தமிழ் மாலைகள் சாத்தும் உணர்வு பெற உணர்ந்து உரைப்பார். He sang his first padiham, கூற்றாயினவாறு விளக்ககிலீர், pleading to cure him of the killer disease. The Lord of Tiruvadigai was so pleased that he called him Navukarasar, the king of tongue, or the king of words to be more precise. That was the turning point, although so late in his life. Yet immense was his determination, intense was his devotion, and total was his dedication to the service of the Lord. மனத்தோடு வாய்மையுடன் மெய்யுற்ற திருப்பணி செய்பவராய் மாறினார். He took the hoe in his hand and set about clearing the thorny bushes from the pathways of temples and cleansing the minds of people with his many mellifluous padihams. These are the padihams that we should learn, understand, assimilate and repeat every day. And if we did, we are sure to feel the bliss within ourselves. This transformation of Dharmasenar back to Saivism and becoming Navukarasar was obviously not to the liking of the Jain monks. With the help of the Pallava king, who had also taken to Jainism, they got him arrested. But Navukarasar was unperturbed. He raised the first voice against sovereignty as far back as in the 7th century, when he sang, "We are not the subjects of anyone, nor are we afraid of death. Namarkum Gudiyallom Namanayanchom." As advised by the Jain monks, the Pallava king subjected him to several tortures. He was put into a burning lime kiln for 7 days, and he came out unscathed singing Masil Veenayum Padiham. He was given pal adisil, milk rice mixed with poison. The poison turned into Amridam, the elixir of life, when he sang Nanjamudam Yengal Nathan Adiyarke Padiham. They tried to trample him by an elephant, and he sang Sunnavan Sandanach Chandu Padiham. The elephant bent its knees, bowed before him, and turned away. The monks still persisted. They tied him to a heavy stone and threw him into the deep sea. He walked out of the sea at Tiruppadirupaliyur, singing Sotrunai Vediyan Padiham. At the end of it all, the Pallava king himself took to Saivism and built several temples for Lord Shiva. Navukarasar then set on his pilgrimage, singing and saluting the presiding deities of all the temples he visited. When he reached Tirupannakadam, he made a special plea to have the ensigns of Shiva, the trident and the bull, sealed on his shoulders with his Ponnarna Thiruvadikku en Vinnappam Padiham, and Shiva got it done through his attendants. After visiting Thillai, he arrived at Sirgali to meet the child prodigy Sambandar. Navukarasar fell at the tender feet of Thirugnana Sambandar, who lifted him up and said, Appare, O father. Navukarasar responded promptly saying, Adiyen, your servant. Secular describes this memorable meeting as the confluence of the two seas, the sea of grace and the sea of compassion. Appa continued his pilgrimage. He got Tiruvadi Deekshe, the Lord placing his feet on his head for removing his sins and ripening his soul at Tirunallur. He removed the snake poison and saved the son of his ardent disciple Appudi Adigal by singing Ondrukolam Vidam Tirtha Padiham. He met Sambandar again at Tirumaraikadu, and both together got the closed big doors of the temple to open, with Appa singing Pannin Ner Mozhiyal Padiham and Sambandar singing Saduram Maraidan Padiham to close. Appar then reached Palayarai, where the Shiva temple was hidden by the Jains. Appar sat there and made it known that he would neither move nor eat till he got the chance to see the Lord and worship him. Well, that was perhaps a seed laid for the later day fasting, Unna Nonbu, resorted to by Gandhiji and his followers. Then he set out on the most arduous task of climbing up to Kailayam to worship Shiva and his consort Shakti at their own abode. Started climbing with his feet, then with his hands, and later with his body, till he reached a point beyond which he couldn't even move. A Shiva yogi who appeared before him advised him to give up, but Appar was adamant. The yogi told him to have a dip in the pond nearby. Appar did, and got out at Thiruvayaru totally refreshed. But what happened to his wanting to see Shiva and Shakti at Kailayam? Well, the good Lord never disappoints his devotees. He gave him darshan with his consort, and Appar, in his ecstasy, sang one of the most popular padihams, Madarpirai Kanniyanai. Finally, he reached Tirupumbugalur and expressed his desire to attain the lotus feet of the virtuous one. Punniya un adikke paravuhindren. And forthwith, Appar abandoned his body and for ever and ever was seated at the feet of the Great One. Annalar Sevadikil and Arasu Amarndirundar. This is the hagiology of Appar, who chose the path of service, Dasamarkam or Thonduvali, and who sang 312 padihams or decades with 3066 verses, which form the 4th, 5th and the 6th chronicles out of the 12 chronicles of Saivism.
Oh.